Hello, my name is James Abbott, and this is a presentation to help you understand the class and to get you to know a little bit more about what we will be doing in IS English 1 this year. My name again is James Abbott, and welcome to the Back to School Night presentation. And so, in general, my goal as a teacher is to design challenges that help your students improve their ability to read, write, speak, listen, and reason in general. I focus on trying to help students build responsibility and accountability through modeling and guidance. I try to make students realize that they are in charge of their own education and that really no teacher can learn for them. They need to be the ones learning and pushing themselves to learn if they're going to move on. And so, one of the ways we'll be learning in this class this year is through independent reading. I'm going to encourage students to choose their own reading materials throughout the year. And so, you might see students reading books that they've selected. I found that students are going to read more and more often if they're selecting their own literature than if I'm assigning it. However, that being said, I generally assume that students are reading books that align with your family's values. If you find that that's not the case and they're reading something that you really don't approve of, just feel free to email me and I will invalidate the book from being used in any assignments. And so if we have an assignment that requires them to talk about their independent reading book, that book will no longer be valid. And so we also have quite a few large assignments called touch points. But in order to explain touch points, I need to talk a little bit about the program your student is enrolled in. Your student is enrolled in a program called International Studies, or IS. And in IS, we're all about students meeting their A through G requirements and helping them to become college ready through a humanities based program with community service. IS is really the non honors program at Mira Loma's campus. And so we focus on getting students the foundational skills and improving and honing those skills so that when they go to college, they're college ready. And we have a 4-year plan that looks something like this. And 2 of those classes of every year are IS classes. The rest of the schedule is open for students to choose from. While we recommend these classes down here, they're not required. And so an IS student is going to take IS English all 4 years. In addition to IS English, in their freshman and junior year, they're going to be taking a IS history class. And in sophomore and senior year, they're going to be taking an IS art class. Now, these classes align and do interdisciplinary work that we call touch points. And so IS is an interdisciplinary program, right? And the touch points are projects between 2 or more of the students' classes. And so at the beginning of the year, the students already completed their Create a Continent touch point, in which they worked with their history class and English class to create a presentation and to make a sales pitch. So touch points are really to help students make connections between their areas of subject knowledge to see that not everything or most things are really not isolated to different subjects and can be used in a lot of different places. Because one of the main problems or one of the main sources of frustration from students is they feel like what they're learning in school isn't useful. And it just takes a little bit to show them that, hey, this has wider use in the outside world. Look, you can actually even use this in your history class or in your art class. And touch points tend to count for a grade in all classes that it touches. And so this is really what the year is going to consist of. Your student is going to have large project-based learning assignments called touch points and be doing independent reading to improve their reading skill and stamina. And if the student stays in the IS program for all 4 years, they have the ability to earn extra recognition on top of their high school diploma. They can also get an IS diploma if they met all their A through G requirements, which are the requirements that UCs and CSUs are looking for from a student before they're willing to accept them. It just has certain classes must be in their schedule or those UCs and CSUs won't accept them. And as an IS student, we want to make sure that they're hitting all those classes so when they go to apply for a college, they haven't missed something that they might need. If they have a 3.0 and 100 hours of community service, they qualify at the end of their senior year for an IS diploma, which is extra recognition that they can add to a college essay. They could also get the IS certificate if they have C's or better in their IS courses, a 2.5 GPA or higher, and 100 hours of community service. It's just a way of recognizing that these students went above and beyond and did a little bit more than your average high school student. It's a way to set them apart from their competition. And so we have a couple of class resources available online. Google Classroom and my classroom website are going to be two of the main places that you can find information about your student's work and get an idea of what your student is working on. If you ask your student to let them, if they can view, if you can view their Google Classroom, here, what you'll find is for my class page, you'll see their major assignments, their practice assignments, and typically there will be a grade involved if there is one. Some of their independent reading, and just other important ideas and links. You can also read the class stream to see more or less what your students are currently working on. I also have a classroom website that has various resources related to writing, reading, and other things such as contacting me, right? And so you can go to the writing page and see various projects and other writing help. If your student is generally doing an argumentative piece, you can take a look at some of my argumentative lessons designed for my juniors, really. But they can help out students occasionally by watching my flipped classroom recorded lessons. And these are available to all students who are in my classes. So those are two of the pieces of technology that students might use. One other thing that I should mention while I'm on my website there is if we go to the resources and click on the class policies, there's a quick reference for the class policies showing my policy towards late work, tardies, smartphones, and absences. I accept late work. Students have to be in the classroom in order to be considered on time. I don't allow smartphone use in my classroom without explicit permission. And absences, students are required to make up their absences. I have a copy of the class policies here. You might recognize this from when your student asked you to sign it here. And you would be on this page already if you found this back to school night video. And if you have any questions, feel free to contact me at james.abbott@sanjuan.edu. I can answer any questions I might have missed here. I can provide you with links to other sources or anything that you might need. I respond best typically when I'm emailed. I'll respond within a day to any questions you might have. Thank you for viewing this presentation. And once again, feel free to contact me if you have any questions or concerns, and I'll try to reach out and help you. Thank you very much.